Guys, I'm afraid this season's probably over. Yankees lose 2-0. Freaking Nathan Eovaldi owned us today. We couldn't get nothing on this dude. And it just looks grim. These guys don't learn. Aaron freaking Boone, once again, goes to Devin Williams. Why? I have no idea. I get it. It wasn't the closer role. It wasn't in a closing situation, but it was probably the most important outs of the game. And you went back to the guy who blew it yesterday. Help me make this make sense. Like, what is wrong with this guy? That's a fireable offense right there. I have no idea what's going on in his biscuit, man. The dude is absolutely off the rock at this point. And then he had a chance, right? After Devin Williams had the bases loaded, it was obvious he was not getting out of that. You have Rowdy Tellez batting up. Why wouldn't you go to David Bednar? He's warming up. Even Mark Leiter Jr. at that point. But, I mean, that's probably the last guy I wanted him to go to. But anybody but Devin Williams. Everybody in their right mind knew he was not getting out of that inning. Except Boone. And he's the freaking manager. And he's watching the whole game, and he leaves him in. He leaves him in. They were ready. All they needed to do was make the call. Matt Blake was on the phone in the dugout. All you had to do is say, bring him in. They were ready to come in the game. And I don't know why he didn't bring him in. It makes no sense, especially after yesterday. Look, I would understand if the dude was pitching well, but after yesterday's game, after yesterday's blown save, you leave it in his hands again. Bro, is this guy stupid or something? What is wrong with him? I really don't get it. I really don't. Like, I'm trying to make it make sense because I'm like, bro, he cannot be this dumb. He cannot be this dumb. This is almost self-sabotage at this point. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Boone? Nobody, I'm telling you, nobody, even the announcer, even David Cohn, they were like, oh, David Bednar's ready. Like, nobody in their right mind would do it. No manager in their right mind at any level is doing that. What did he think was gonna happen? Did he think now is not the time to play around? Well, he thought he was gonna instill confidence in him if he got out the inning or something? No. But even with all that said, right, we didn't score anything anyway, so. But still, like, this is just too much. Look, I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but I'm almost certain this team ain't going nowhere. It's like, not like that. You can't when your manager's making bonehead, you can't win like that. You just can't. On the positive side, Anthony Volpe, his defense looked good today. That's a good thing. There was a big play with Jason Dominguez. Look, I get it. If that's Bellinger, if that's probably anybody else, they probably make that play. But that's a hard play to make. I didn't catch. I don't know what was the catch probability on that one, but it couldn't have been good. That was like 103 off the bat. It was that was a tough play, but he did look awkward, and I do feel like a good outfielder probably makes that. But I'm not gonna put that on him because it wasn't really like a routine play. That was a tough play to make. This team is now, what's that, 5 games in a row. We've dropped 5 games in a row, and we're in a division race, in a wild card race at this point. The division is that's probably not going to happen, right? Incredible. It's absolutely incredible. But before we move on, I want to do the giveaway. I promised everybody who commented in last night's live chat, I have them in the wheel, and we're gonna spin the wheel. Somebody's gonna win one of those Yankee lights that's back there. Let me see if I could do this here real quick. All right. All right, let's do that real quick, and then we'll proceed with the show, and I'll say what's up to the chat and all of that good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and... So as you can see right here, I have everybody in the Wheel of Luck, what they call it. Everybody's names right there. Let me put this big. That ain't gonna work. All right, let's just spin the wheel. Let's just spin the wheel. You ready, guys? NYYJ, you're the winner, man. Just make sure you my email is in the description of the live stream description. Just email me. Try to do it if you're here right now. Try to do it within the stream. If not, when I catch you, I'll let you know that you won. And yeah, and I'll send it out to you. And we'll do more of these as I get more stuff to give away. But anyway, right? Back to the Yankees, man. Back to the Yankees. Like, it's crazy, man. Just crazy. Absolutely insane that this team has fallen so far.
2-2. And this is popped up. Third base side. Long run for Smith. He goes into a slide and makes the catch.
Grounded up the middle, could be two.
Volpe's defense
takes it
is pretty
himself,
good.
Fires to first in time for the double play.
Not a jelly leg, just straight sword.
Driven in the air to left center, long run. Grisham over, makes the catch with Dominguez sliding in front. One down.
10th pitch of the at-bat. And it's lifted to center. That's down, base hit. 2 runs headed to the plate. And the Rangers at long last have the lead.
Bro, night after night, we lose in heartbreaking fashion in the most ridiculous way in games that we should win, or we should not lose like that. I don't understand what's wrong with this team. And a lot of it, look, if it's not the players making boneheaded moves, it's Boone making boneheaded moves. Like, we just can't win. We can't win. And that's why I say this, we're pretty much done. We're pretty much done. I hate to say it, but look, I don't see this team going anywhere. Not like this. They need to get rid of Boone. And they can't wait till the offseason. If they want to have any fighting chance, they need to do it ASAP. ASAP. Especially if we get swept. If we get swept tomorrow, he's got to go. This is tomorrow's matchup. Carlos Rodon versus Jack Leiter Jr., son of Al Leiter. Who knows what we're going to get from Carlos Rodon? His last few outings have not been great. I'm hoping that he could come up and get us a win somehow. But I really don't have too much faith. I'm going to be honest. I don't have too much faith in the guy. And Jack Leiter, he's not the greatest pitcher, but for some reason, we make pitchers look like they're freaking Paul Skeens or something. Let me say what's up to the chat. Jacob, what's up, man? Hope all is well. It's good, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie. This is what I've resulted to. I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be a long night. These damn Yankees running the bases like drunks, right? Ace, what's good, Ace? My brother Ace. Make sure you subscribe to Ace. Check him out. Does a great job with the play-by-plays, movie reviews, all that good stuff, man. Welcome. What's up, brother? Thank you, Jason. You got the light. It works nice. Yeah, so Woken won the last light giveaway. It's nice, right? It's pretty cool. You can't really see it from the camera here, but it's pretty dope. So NYYJ if you in the building, you won. So I'm gonna give you like 2 more days. If you don't claim, then we're gonna do another giveaway. Give it to somebody else. JTCT. What's it going to take for the organization to see they need a clean house in every way? I really don't know. I don't know what's it gonna take. Like if they can't see it by now, I don't know. Like this is out of control. Even the announcers, you hear David Cohn speaking, even when they speak, they're like, they're confused too. They're like, what is going on, man? This team is cooked in every single way, in more ways than one. It's one thing if it's the players, right? You don't have the talent on the roster. They got the talent, right? They make mistakes on the bases. They make mistakes on defense. They make mental mistakes, just random bullshit that they do, forgetting outs and stuff. You got a manager who I have no idea what the hell is this guy is doing. Like I really don't. You can't tell me that leaving Williams in there was the right move. Nobody in their right mind, let alone a major league manager, makes that move. It is the dumbest decision. It's not a winning decision. And he has to go. He has to go. Look, it's been 8 years of this. 8 freaking years. Like what? Like, I'm really at a loss for words. I haven't, like, we're doomed with this man. I'm sorry. And look, I'm not saying that if he goes to David Bednar, maybe he goes to David Bednar and the same thing happens, right? But that's still the right person to go to. You made the right move. It didn't work out. Like yesterday, leaving Wells in there in the top of the 10th. Why wouldn't you pinch hit Ben Rice in that situation? Even he said it after. He was like, yeah, it's probably a bad move. Come on. Game 1 of the World Series. Why go to Nestor Cortez? Like, there's so many questionable, so many whys. It makes no sense. None at all. I'm sorry. And I really tried. Like, I came into this season, right? And I'm not putting this game all on Aaron Boone because we scored 0 runs. But we were facing a really tough pitcher. Nathan Eovaldi was nasty today. Like, he was filthy. I was hoping that they could work his pitch count or something just to get him out of there. Because I by like the 4th inning, I knew we didn't stand a chance against him. He wasn't giving us nothing to hit. But still, to go out like that, man, it's tough. It really is. How many times will Boone let this? Yeah, man. Khadija, hey, she says, Jason, I cannot effing believe our performance today. It's sad. And it seems like every night we lose in just the worst fashion, man, in heartbreaking fashion. Like they want to put the fans through torture. I don't know, man. Susan says, Boone is awful. Williams blew the game yesterday. So did he think he'd get a different result? He is inept. And if Howe gave a hoot and a holler about this team, he'd be gone tomorrow. I completely agree with you. You know what's look, my whole thing was like, okay, he brung him in. It wasn't the 9th inning. I get it. I'm like, okay, Devin Williams in. I still feel a little nervous. But once the bases were loaded, once he faced 3 batters you could tell he didn't have his stuff, you gotta go. You gotta go to somebody else. He should have never left him in there to pitch to this guy. To Rowdy Tellez, who got the 2-run single. It makes no sense. He should have never left him in there. At that point, you got to say, you know what? You're out of here. And you could tell that they were thinking about it. They had him warmed up. They were already ready to come in the game. And Boone was thinking about it. He was telling them, like, check the phone. He had Ben Rice go out there and stall, kind of talk to him for a couple seconds, just to stall it a little bit. And I don't know. He came to the conclusion that he was going to leave him in. For whatever reason, it not based on any stats, not based on anything. It's just based on the fact that he doesn't have a feel for the game. It's that simple. He really doesn't have a feel for the game. I get it. He's very smart. He's a baseball guy. Grew up in baseball. All that great stuff. He played. He's a Major League Baseball player and everything. That still doesn't negate the fact that he doesn't have a feel for the game, because I promise you, everybody in this chat, every Ranger fan, I'm pretty sure they thought he was out of there. Everybody in that stadium, everybody in the world would imagine that he was going to take him out at that point. And he didn't. I don't know. He must want to get fired at this point. I think he really does. I think he's sick of it. He's like, yo, how can I make this worse? Like, you know, I don't want to resign, but I want to get fired so that way I could get unemployment or something. I don't know. It's crazy. Roy says, Jason, you okay, bro? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just upset. It's just every night I'm upset. Yeah, sorry for I know I'm a few minutes late. I was having trouble with the thing. If you notice the little masks and stuff, the clown faces, it's not working right now. Another game, Yankees lost. Fire Boone, bad judgment. I agree, Real Bird. Booker says, if we fire Boone, who will replace him? It don't even matter, bro. I don't care who you replace him with. You could go find some homeless dude, some panhandler under the bridge. Even they won't make that same mistake. Like, it doesn't even matter. 'Cause you know what it is? Everybody keeps telling themselves that, like, oh, wait, but who are we gonna replace him with? I don't care. I really don't. He gotta go. And if the next guy's bad, then he gotta go too. But this guy definitely gotta go. You know? Jason O, what's up, man? This team's a complete joke. Through 2 hits, it's always something with this team. When they hit, they don't pitch. When they get pitching, they don't hit. Yeah. And I want to give a shout out to freaking Will Warren, man, because he pitched his ass off today. He really did. Will Warren went 5 innings. Let me switch this over here. You know what? I'll put it this way. He gave him 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. You can't beat that, man. No earned runs. I wish he didn't throw so many pitches, because at that point I was like, okay, I like the way he's going. I'd like to leave him in another inning or two, but you know, that's something he's got to learn as he matures and he develops. He's got to learn how to get deep in the game. And we were all right. Duvall came out. He looked a little sketchy a little bit, but he got out of it, right? He got himself into a little jam, got out of it. And then freaking Weaver, same thing. Okay. Then Devin Williams, man. It's crazy. The same guy, too. I have no idea. He's been blowing games all season long. I get he only has 3 blown saves. Technically, right? But if you've been watching the games, you know he's been blowing games in more ways than one. He's been blowing leads, and he's just, I don't know what it is. I feel like if he went to another team, another small market team, I think he'd be fine again. You could tell that he's in his head. And when a guy's like that, you can't have him out there, especially a pitcher, especially in high leverage situations. What are you thinking? What did you think was gonna happen? Boom, like, oh man, this dude, he is digging himself into a deeper and deeper hole day after day after day. Like, everything is questionable. Everything they do is questionable by the brightest baseball minds. You have David Cohn. I would say that he's a smart guy. Even he's like, whoa. I don't know if you guys like listen to MLB radio in the mornings, or even all the people on the radio, all the beat writers. Everybody's like ex-players. Everybody's wondering, like, what the hell is this guy doing? What are they doing over there? This is a shit show. It's a clown show, man. It's a big dumpster fire. It's the New York Yankees. And it's embarrassing. And even as a fan, it's embarrassing. It really is, man. Demon D, what's up, brother? Can't take this no more, bro. Same old movies. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Is at the it's to the point where this is literally insanity, right? That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. This is what this is. This man is off the hinges, bro. Oh my goodness, man. You can't even make this stuff up. Let's listen to his, I don't know why my computer's acting really crazy today. Really, really crazy. But we're gonna listen to Boone and see what he got to say. I don't know. Let's see what he got to say.
Aaron, with some of the struggles that Devin Williams has had lately, what did you like about him coming in that eighth inning in that spot?
Well, I mean, we got to piece it together there. Once Will goes five, we're set up there. So, liked him in that middle with a handful of those righties, and obviously just couldn't finish it off.
Did you think Dominguez could make that catch on Garcia, the double there?
Yeah, I mean, he got a glove on it. Obviously it's hit hard. It's a tough play. Felt like he didn't get a great jump on it. So, I mean, tough play over his head, though.
Williams went on then to walk the next two batters. With the bases loaded, Tellez stepped to the plate. You had both Bednar and Leiter, which looked to be ready out there in the bullpen. What made you stick with Williams?
Yeah, I just, wanted to, I was going to maybe go with Bednar in a 4-out situation, but just, kind of shortening the game a little bit. We don't have a lot left down there once, and Leiter being in a situation where he hasn't obviously pitched in a while. So if I could get it to a 4-out scenario, I was going to do it. I thought Devin could still get some swing and miss there, and obviously didn't.
Didn't feel all right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why not have him up there with a couple lefties due up at the bottom of the order?
Because they're going to hit the righties then.
This guy with this lefty righty bullshit. Look, this guy with this lefty. Look, when you got a guy like that, Devin Williams, who's clearly shaken, right? He just blew a big game yesterday, and you got him out there. He's about to blow it again. I don't care about lefty righty. You get him out of there. You get him out of there immediately. And he had the right idea because they were showing him in the dugout. He was like, call the bullpen. Is he? Are they ready? You can read his lips. He's like, and Matt Blake is scrambling on the freaking phone. You see Ben Rice go out there trying to stall, and I'm like, okay, Boone, yeah, you got to get away from him. That's it. But he didn't. He left them in. They were ready to come in. I don't understand it. I really don't, man.
What's up with Eovaldi tonight? I mean, that's probably as good as...
Yeah, I mean, we've faced him a lot over the years. We've had some success, but he's had a lot of nights where he's really, pitched well against us. This, was right up there. We're getting it in play some, but we're really not a lot of hard contact at all. I thought Grish got one really good swing off where he just missed the ball to center. Volpe had the one hit off him, but he was in command. We just didn't mount much at all.
Bro, 2 hits, guys. 2 hits. I get it. Nate, he was nasty today. Nasty Nate was nasty. But 2 freaking hits on Saturday versus, it seems like after a big loss, right? Remember Friday, after that big loss in Miami, that 13-12 loss, the next day we came out and did the same thing. We got shut out 2-zip on 2 hits. This is deja vu. These people, this is really, it's mind-blowing, bro. This is Groundhog Day all over again. This is the same shit if they do after a tough loss. They come out and lose 2-zip on 2 hits. My goodness, man. You can't make this stuff up. I'm telling you. This team is cursed. He was talking to John Boy earlier, and he said that they did a little thing. Sometimes teams, when they going through a funk, they do some superstitious, some little thing. They might bring a toy. Jason Giambi had the golden thong. We heard those stories. He didn't say what they did, man, but I feel like they brung a freaking witch doctor in there to freaking burn sage through the locker room and do all kinds of seances because these guys are cursed, man.
Aaron, prior to this year, Devin Williams was one of the best closers in the league. Why do you think he hasn't been able to put it together consistently this year?
Yeah, just not sure. Obviously there's in the middle here a big chunk where he's been really good, and then lately has had some struggles, obviously. So we got to hopefully help him turn the corner and get part of the group that we feel like can still be very good down there.
What are you seeing differently with
corner,
his stuff?
bro.
I don't know. Stuff wise is off.
It's
a little
off.
bit of command. Some walks have hurt him here and there. Times when he gets behind the count have hurt him a little bit. So, we got to get him turned around.
Whatever, Boone. It's too late for all that, bro. It's too late. That guy cannot come in. He needs to come in when it's a blowout game and you need somebody to eat innings. That's it. Don't bring him out no more. He's cooked. He is cooked. Graham, for all the people screaming for Boone's head, who is to replace? It don't matter, Graham. You don't understand it. Don't freaking matter who replaces him. He's not winning, bro. He's not winning. You can only go from here. You can only go up, right? It don't matter who you play. Anybody, literally anybody. They could go get the hot dog guy from the freaking concessions to come down there and manage this team. It don't freaking matter. Get anybody in there. He's cooked, bro. This guy he's off the hinges. Enough is enough. It's gotten to the point where enough is enough. I'm sure they'll find another great mind. It might be another yes man. Who cares? They need another voice. They need something. They need a jolt of energy. They need something to shock them, to wake them up, or somebody to grab him, literally shake him. Like, what the like? You are the New York Yankees, bro. Wake the hell up. And then when your manager's doing stuff like that, you think the players don't notice that? You think they're dumb? You really do? They might not say nothing. And they might love him to death, but they like, damn, bro. We really gonna leave this guy there? He just blew it yesterday. Like, you understand what I mean? Look, yeah, Pat Murphy's a excellent manager. You could go get somebody from one of these. Go get a manager from one of these D1 colleges or even a JUCO college. It don't matter. You could go grab a high school manager at this point. I guarantee you they taking this guy out the game at that point. Like, it doesn't matter, dude. I hate when people say that. And I'm sorry I'm not getting at you, Graham, but that's the scapegoat right there. It's like, okay, yeah, but if you fire Boone, who you gonna bring in? Who you gonna get? I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. Go get freaking Ak from the deli. Like, anybody. I'll let Cashman go manage. Like, go put on a uniform and get out there. Anyone. Brad Osmond. I don't care who it is. I'd prefer somebody who's not in the dugout right now, but they need change. They need a change. And firing your hitting coach ain't gonna do it. Firing your first base coach ain't gonna do it. It's gotten to the point where and it's not only Boone. Look, right? It's not only Boone. A lot has to change, but we start from there, right? And then start working your way through the system and figuring out who the hell is holding this organization back. They setting us back decades, literally. Don't fall for that, Graham, man. You smarter than that. That's the stuff that people put out there, man. Look, and I don't care, and I'm not gonna say no names, but people say shit like that because they support. It don't matter, yo. Like, he's gone. He's done. We're not winning. Who cares, right? Really, who cares who they bring in? As long as it's not this anymore. Look, everybody's scared of change, right? Not everybody, but sometimes change is scary, right? But sometimes change is good. It's good. And it's time to move on. It really is. It is time to move on. I don't care if it's Jorge Posada. People say Jorge Posada, this guy, that guy. Who cares, bro? Really. We'll worry about that after. I'll put a player manager in there. I really would. I think a player could probably do a better job than this. Roy says, hey, everyone, I feel they can't manage the bullpen. They drop down to the minors and unload guys. They can't manage pitchers. There's a lot that's wrong, but right now, like just the play on the field and the shaky decisions, that's on Boone, right? Everything is not on Boone. I understand that. I get it. You know, he don't make the roster. I'm pretty sure he has some say. Maybe they probably have him chime in, but like stuff like today, right? That questionable move, he's part of the problem. So just start there. Jack Easy was good, my guy. Real Bill. Yeah, I'm way behind in the chat. My bad, y'all. Roy says, I was listening this morning to some scout, and he was saying that the Yankees minor leagues are not working with the fundamentals with the young players. So the whole organization is messed up. I mean, it could be. So we got to pull, like, should Jason Dominguez have caught that ball? That's what I want to know. And while you at it too, make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I try to come here after every game if possible. And sometimes, like a day like today, to be honest, I didn't even want to do it. Like, I'm just sitting watching the game, and it's like, you know, this team is frustrating. It really is. Susan, what's up, Susan? She says, I'm glad I'm not standing next to Boone. Fool, what were you thinking? I know even Matt, I know everybody. Look, everybody, even Devin Williams thought he was coming out the game. I'm pretty sure he thought he was coming out the game. Everybody, like, Boone, what are you doing, Boone? Really, what are you doing, man? Is it that bad? Like, I get it, you're stressed, and I understand, but what the hell are you doing, man? You're gonna go down with this guy. You really are. Jack Curry criticized Boone today. Yeah, you got to. Look, it doesn't make no sense. I don't. If anybody could sit here and with a straight face tell me that was the right move, I'm gonna pray for you. I really am. That's all I could do. I'll pray for you and hope that you get it together. Because you can't make this stuff up. This is basic stuff. You understand what I mean? This is not. I get it. Sometimes we sit here and we criticize it and we're watching it from a different perspective because they're in the dugout, we're on the field. But this is not one of those times. This was a basic move, the right move to do. The only move to do is to get him out of there ASAP, as soon as possible. He didn't. Welker says Dominguez had a bad read on it. He's not a good defender. This isn't hard. This isn't a hard ball to catch. You know what, man? Look. I agree, though. He's not a good defender. He's been getting better. That ball there, though, based on how hard it was hit, I do feel like, look, a decent outfielder, a decent left fielder is gonna make that. They're gonna make that play. I don't know, man. There's so much wrong with this team. They do things sometimes. They make defensive replacements when you don't need it. And then when you probably should make the defensive replacement, they don't do it. They pinch hit when you probably don't need it. And then when you should pinch hit for somebody, they don't do it. This team is ass backwards. They really are. Like, they really, really are. Welkin, you bugging, though, with the Warren and Freed thing. He did pitch good today. I like that because this is a big day. Coming off a tough loss like yesterday, to see him recover like that is huge for Will Warren. Because I've been criticizing him because I felt like every big game that he's been in, he doesn't come through. He folds in a big way, like versus the Dodgers, versus the Blue Jays. But today, he showed me something. And you know what's crazy? Because early in the game, you could tell he didn't really have it. Like, he was trying to find his command. He was struggling, but he figured a way out of it. And look, that's great. Kudos to Will Warren, man. Like, this game was not on him. He did more than anybody. He gave up no runs, 5 innings. He did excellent. This game was really on the offense, and I get it. Nathan Eovaldi is a tough pitcher, but you got to put something together. And that move by Boone and Devin Williams, 26 earned runs from Williams this year. He's cooked. Andrew, what's up, man? Not only that, it's former Yankees playing well on other teams, turning the screws. Not only that, there's former Yankees. Yeah, look at Gleyber Torres. We made the trade. The guy we traded for Devin Williams. I'm gonna open the stats. You guys, everybody could pull up stats right now. The guy we traded for him, Caleb Durbin. I hope I spell it right. In his rookie season, I'm just saying, man, that looks a lot better than Anthony Volpe right now. I get it, the power numbers ain't there, but that's not what he does. Celia, what's up? Well, they may not have lost if Williams wasn't in the game. I mean, at the end of the day, they got to score runs, They got to score. So it's not hitting Boone's fault. Graham, I don't think you understand, man. Like, look, when you're in charge, and you should know this because you served in the military. When you're in charge of something, if I'm in charge of my job, I can't say, well, it's his fault. He's not doing his job. And they'll be like, well, it's your job to make sure he does his job. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how else to explain it. His job is to make them do their job. Or put somebody else who's going to do it. So, like, Devin Williams isn't doing his job, but he keeps putting him out there. That's bad management. That's what that literally, the whole definition of being a manager is to manage. And he managed to fuck this game and plenty other games with it. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. They need an exorcism. Oh, man. As long as it isn't an ex-Orioles manager. It could be anybody. Look, the whole point is it's not who's going to replace it. It's just we need somebody else. We need a different voice, a different face. We just need something else. We really do. We just do. I can't I don't know how to explain it. Like he's run his course. That's it. His time is run up. Like he's 8 years. He's the longest tenured manager for the New York Yankees to not win a World Series. In the 100+ years of the Yankees, there's never been a manager that was the manager for that long without winning. We've had managers who didn't win, and they got their ass out of there real quick. And it sucks, man. I'm not one to be like nobody wants to see anybody get fired, but I'm pretty sure he'll be all right. And I feel for the personally, I don't want to say sentimental, but there's a part of me that I feel for him. I really do. And that's why coming into this year, because I used to bash him before too. If you go scroll back to my old videos, you'll see a lot of bashing Boone videos. And I came into this video and I said, you know what? I'm gonna start off with a clean slate with him and Cashman. Like whatever happened in the past, it happened. Let's move forward. I've even went on the record and said, you know what? I think that Boone has learned from his mistakes, and so has Cashman, and they're gonna put their best foot forward this year. And it seemed like we were, and then I don't know, we just regressed back. Dominguez, man, is horrible at holding the lead runner, and he don't seem to catch the ball and come up firing. Yeah, I think he's playing real timid out there. You could tell Dominguez he's afraid of messing up. And when you start being afraid to mess up, that's when you mess up. You got to be out there free. Like, I've never seen him dive for a ball. Just recently, right? I started seeing him jumping and catch. Like, he made that big jumping catch in left field at the stadium like last week or something. That was the first time I really ever seen him go out of his way to catch a ball. But you see, like, you might see Bellinger, Judge, or Grisham make a diving catch or something. Like, I haven't really seen him unless maybe I forgot, but I don't think I've seen him actually dive for a ball. And that's because I think he's afraid to mess up. And it's okay. He has gotten better. I will give him that. He has gotten better, but he's not all the way there yet. He's not all the way there yet. What did he do on the day? Dominguez. Yeah, everybody went 0-4. The only hits came from McMahon and Volpe. 2 soft singles. My goodness. You want to see the box score? It's pathetic. It really is. I get it. Nathan Eovaldi, he's been lights out, right? But come on, guys. You're fighting for the season, and this is what you come up with? This is what it is? It's just a bunch of zeros. Bunch of zeros. But look, in the chat, let me know in the chat, right? Is it over? Like, be real with yourself. Like, I'm curious to see what the sentiment is on can the Yankees turn it around? Like, just put yes or no. Is the season, are the Yankees done? Right? And by done, I mean, like, we're not even making the playoffs. Yes or no? Sunil, what's up, Sunil? Second straight sweep incoming tomorrow. Oh, man. Peter Rex, man. I like the name. They never played the Martian and left ever, so logically, let him learn in the majors. Makes sense. Yeah, that sounds that sounds just about right. We love playing people out of position. Why not? But I look, in Dominguez's defense, and you guys know, if you've been watching me for a little bit, I've criticized Dominguez's defense hard. I've even said here that they should think about trading him. He has come a long way, though, but he's got a long way to go. He's come a long way, but he has a long way to go, too. So, no SIM card. How many games left? Let's do the math. What's our record right now? Standings. All right. 4. So that we've played 114 games, so it's 48 games left. Yep, real Bill. Good math. Good form, Peter. Good form. Bruce Lee was good. If they lose tomorrow and get swept out of a playoff spot, and I think it's the beginning, it's the beginning of the end, yeah. That's crazy, right? If we lose tomorrow, we're officially out of the wild card. Hey, Chief, what a silly question. Sell, and unlike you, I would fire his ass. I don't know who you're talking about, dude. It's too late to sell. I mean, they could a little bit, but I've been saying they need to fire him for years now, but it is what it is. Real Bill, yes, they can. I've seen it. I've been on teams that have done it. Look, technically, they're still in it, right? But spirit, like, my spirit is telling me, yo, this team, like, don't put your money on it. Don't hold your breath either. Like, but mathematically, it's possible still, technically. Roy says, I honestly don't think they could get it together to make it. Even Judges is swinging like he did in the beginning. Judges hurt. See, that's the whole thing, too. Like, they brung Judge back, right? That's why I said that, like, this season reminds me a lot of 2023, just with a better team. That's what makes it worse, is that we have a way better team and we're still losing. I wouldn't say I didn't see anything in Judge's swing today that made me feel like it's still hurting him. So I don't know, but he didn't do anything either. Look, we were losing with Judge, right? Let's be honest here. We were losing with Judge. He's only been out 10 days, right? Don't get me wrong, these 10 days have been really rough. But this has been going on for months now. So unless he goes on some unbelievable godlike freaking streak of just hitting home runs and puts the whole team on his back, then I don't see much happening. I mean, if anybody could do it, it's him. Have we ever seen him do it? Like in a big situations for a long period of time? Not really. Nah, Dominguez is trash. Nah, Dominguez ain't trash. He always throws to third, allowing people to vent. He's just not his baseball IQ and the defense. I don't know what's going on, but Dominguez is talented, dude. Dominguez if he could develop properly, he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with, I believe. But that's on him. We've seen so many people with all the tools and talent, out the wazoo, and they just never live up to it. That could be the case too. It really can. I'm glad the Yankees are tanking. It's building me over a five-finger bankroll for football season today. The Rangers are only minus 115. I knew that was going to happen. That's crazy. I'm not a big gambler. I'm like Eddie Mush, man. Like if it's a short bet, once I put my money in it, run. Because I got the worst luck. I got the worst luck. Let me tell you, I'll tell you a story, right? One time I used to play a lot of scratch-off lottery tickets. And I go with this guy that I was working with. He's never played that. He's like, why are you spending your money on this stuff? I'm like, I'm going to hit one day. I'm going to hit. So I buy like $100, sometimes $200 worth of scratch-offs and stuff. So I go and I buy a whole roll of this one scratch-off. And he's like, you know what? Let me get one of those. I want to play. This dude won $1,000. The first time ever. And I bought $100 of scratch-offs and won nothing. And I played that shit like every week. And that's when I was like, you know what? Gambling ain't for me, right? It's just bad luck, I guess. I like Dominguez a lot, but he's never going to be a plus outfielder. You're right. I mean, look, he might be in the future, might not. I think right now, though, in big situations.
You're the real MVP.
In big situations, you got to look for a defensive replacement. I appreciate Yankees for the win with the $2. Make them shave. None of them deserve to wear them. You're right. Make them all shave. Make them all look like Jake Bird. And that's in some other news. Jake Bird option to AAA. When it rains, it pours. My man Jake Bird. I bet he wish he was still on the Rockies. At least he'd still be on a major league team. It's crazy, man. Life comes at you fast sometimes. It really does. This team isn't the 2019 Nationals. OG, what's up? There's no pitching, no fielding, no closers, no coaches, no managers. There's no bullpen. There's nothing. You're right. 2023 vibes way too strong. I'm telling you, like this is eerie how similar the season is compared to 2023. Yep, possible, not probable, Susan. Give Judge a break. It was his first game back versus a good pitcher. Yeah, that's why, it is his first game back. I'm gonna be honest. I'm to the point like I'm thinking, I don't know, because I don't know how he feels and everything. But if it's still bothering him and he's trying to play through it, you got to get this man to sit down. It's not worth it. It really isn't. There's no point of you playing. You might actually hurt the team more being out there playing hurt. Because we got Giancarlo Stanton who's on a tear and we got nowhere to play him right now. Nowhere. But we only got 22 likes, 72 people in here. Come on, y'all. We could do better than that. Y'all playing like the Yankees, man. We do better than that. Real Bill says, before most of you were born, I witnessed a team in New York named the Miracle Mets. Oh, my God. Real Bill. Real Bill. Why you bringing that up? I'm just playing. I was born. Wait, Miracle Mets was the 86 Mets, right? Not the 69 Mets? I don't know. I'm not a Met fan, so I believe it was the 80s. I was born in 84, so if it's the 86, then I was born. I'm worrying about their downplaying Judge. I hope they're not rushing him back. Yeah, I agree with you with that, Roy. I wonder. I'm curious to see what they do tomorrow. If they just let him sit down, or play him, or they're just gonna play him every day. It's gonna be interesting. It really is. Peter Rex. The more they lose, man, you got a dope name. I'm not gonna lie. The more they lose, the more urgent and tight the future games will be, and Boone will need to make crucial in-game decisions. That's the problem. 2025 is essentially 2023, the sequel.
You the real MVP.
It's part 2. This dude want to talk sneakers. Yankees for the win. He says, let's talk about the Jordan undefeated 4. It's fire. Man, you know, I used to, this channel originally was a sneaker channel. And sneakers is an expensive habit. And I had a whole bunch of sneakers. Let me tell you, Yankees for the win. I had probably 80 pairs of shoes at one point in my closet. And I just thought to myself, and I was like, dude, I only have 2 feet. Most of them I never worn. You know, I had them there for years. So I sold. I found this guy that I just met online, really. And he has an online business where they resell shoes and stuff. And I knew I was sitting on money. I could have made more money too, but I made and I sold almost all of them. And I came off though too. And with that money, we used that money to put a down payment on a home. So it was worth it. But now the sneaker game ain't the same. The sneaker game ain't the same. Undefeated 4s. Now I think I seen them too. I want to see. Everybody's probably like, what the hell y'all talking about? Oh yeah, those are fire. You talking about these right here, right? Yeah. But if you look, Yankees for the win, if you scroll all the way down, I used to have sneakers. Remember, I know this is off topic, right? But when at one point certain shoes are so hard to get, and so I would use bots. I would make bots too. That's when I really started getting into coding and stuff. And man, at one point Yeezys were so hard to get. Man, I had you couldn't stack them. I couldn't fit them. The only reason I could have had more, but I ran out of money. That's how many I was buying and selling them. It was good times, man. Really good times. But back to the Yankees, man. Roy, you're exactly correct. Folks want these players in the show before they're ready. And when they screw up, same people raise hell. Yes, sir. Let me see something here. Go to tomorrow's game. All right, this is tomorrow's matchup right here. I'm going to play this for you guys. Oh, that's not good. The last time Rodon faced the Rangers, he pitched 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And that was on May 22nd. So that's good. This is his last outing versus Texas. So hopefully, but I'll tell you what though, this Texas team is not the same Texas team we saw in May. And this Yankees team ain't the same Yankees team we were in May. These guys are actually, they're trying to hit. The offense is actually coming through. Early in the season, they couldn't buy a hit. Marcus Semien was batting 180 or something like that. So I wouldn't I take this with a grain of salt right here. Let me switch this over here. These are the last 3 appearances. So last 3 appearances, Jack Leiter is actually not bad compared to Carlos Rodon. This does not make me feel good at all. at all. Put that away. But yeah, man. I mean, look, let me look at this poll, see what's going on. Only 46 votes. 72% of y'all feel like Dominguez should have caught that ball. That's crazy. And 28% feel like no. Me personally, obviously he should have caught the ball, like, but I don't blame him for not. Like, that's a tough play. It is. But I think a real left field, like a decent left fielder, experienced left fielder, makes that play. They do. Danny boy, what's up, man? Devin Williams is a beard curse. Is the beard curse. You know what? You make a good point. The beard. He's the reason why the Yankees he's the reason why the Yankees freaking they got rid of the beard policy. And some of these guys abusing that beard policy. Because I'd be like, look, it's supposed to be neat. That is not neat. Jason was not fundamentally trained in the minors. Yeah, who knows what goes on down there in the minors. I don't think when I see a lot of these prospects from other teams, and I wonder, like, how the hell they building these guys. Like, it's like a factory. They just pumping out freaking good prospect after good prospect. And then I realized, when you think about it, you're like, well, you got to look at the draft sometimes, right? It's different. If I see like a 12th round pick and he comes up and he's a stud, that's different. I'm like, okay, somebody like Ben Rice. But a lot of these first round guys, these teams that lose a lot, they get top picks. So they gain the cream of the crop, and we're left with we're like the bottom feeders of the draft. That's what the Yankees are. Who's in the building here? Let me see. Oh, Aces. Damn, they just now putting up Aces link. If we get swept by Texas, then Houston, Boone should be fired immediately. Yeah, but will they actually do it? That's the thing. Will they actually do it? I'm curious to see, who do y'all think, right? Let's say they do fire Boone. It's going to be tough to get a new manager in right now. So if they do fire Boone, we got to live with Brad Ausmus, however you say his name. That's most likely the guy who's going to take over for the remainder of the season. And I think I'm okay with that, but I don't want him for next year either. I hear a lot of people talking to certain like ex-players. I want a manager who's actually managed before. You know what I mean? That's what I want. Whether it don't matter what level, but someone who's actually managed. That's what I want. I watched a lot of your old video. That's why I brought it up. Yeah, it was good times, man. The sneaker game in those days, it was really lit. And even before I started making YouTube videos, before that, it was crazy, man. It really was. I'm talking about, this is when people were lined up out of stores, outside of Foot Lockers fighting and all craziness. It was good times. I've always been into sneakers since I was a kid, man. I know that's why you got 200 in rotation. How you have 200 shoes in rotation? That's like a different pair of shoes a different pair of sneakers every day. The medical technology didn't exist to repair ACLs and PCLs in the 60s or 70s. I didn't pass my physical with the Yankees in 1978 because of my knee. What position? You was a pitcher, Real Bill? I forgot about that. You played professionally too, right? That's mad funny. You just had like 20. I had a lot of pair of Yeezys, man, at one point. D, what's up, D? Yo, Jason. Yeah, man. Good times. And one day, I want to maybe not now, but I want to do something other than always baseball, especially in the off season. It'd be a little baseball. Maybe I was thinking about doing football, but I can't really. I'm not gonna do it because I haven't been following football in years. But I do have a lot of life experiences, man. A lot of crazy stories too that I think people be interested in. So maybe one day I'd try that out, and if people are interested in that, I'll keep doing it. But if not, then you know we stay with these Yankees. But these Yankees, man, they'll make you think about life a lot. I find myself watching a Yankee game, thinking about my life, reminiscing, and wondering how we come to this. No, I used to when I was younger. This is when I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z. I was into Dragon Ball Z before you could even watch it on TV. We had to get these bootleg DVDs straight from Japan and stuff to watch Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, I'm not really into anime no more. I can't do it. I know a lot of people who are, and that's cool. Sometimes I watch something, and I tried to get into Naruto one time, and it was like 7,000 episodes. I was like, what the hell is this? I'm not watching all of this. And that was probably the last time. And the only reason I did that is because my daughter, my oldest daughter, she was really into it. And I was like, I want to see what the hell this is all about, you know? Yeah. Susan says, I hate myself for saying this, but we need someone like Alex Cora to manage. Tell him to bring the trash can with him. I'm just playing. You know, I know I understand what you mean though, Susan. You mean like somebody who's a no nonsense guy who's not afraid to piss a player off. He's not there to you know to be your emotional support guy, whatever. Like Alex Cora is all about business, right? That's why him and Alex Verdugo didn't get along. That's why he got rid of Rafael Devers. Yeah, I think the Yankees do need somebody like that. But you know what it is that you bring somebody like that, and I'm gonna tell you right now, a guy like Jazz he's not gonna survive with a guy like Alex Cora. They're gonna bump heads. There might be a few people in that dugout that's gonna bump heads. So, but I think the Yankees do need somebody like that. We need a hard-nosed, no-nonsense guy or gal. It don't matter. But just a no-nonsense person who's not going to take any shit. Is professional. It's all business. You know, I get it. Like sometimes people go through stuff. That's like fine. Like if you're going through something personally and stuff like that, like you know, like I'm not evil, right? These people are not evil. They're gonna be like, you know what, yeah. But certain things on the field are just unacceptable. And this team allows it to go on. So you can't. I want to thank you for answering my comments and making me feel part. I used to answer all of them, but I can't. It's impossible, man, to answer all the comments. So that's why I understand. Don't think especially like the bigger YouTubers or content creators, they have a lot of subs a lot of people are watching the channel at the same time and commenting. It's almost impossible to respond to every single comment. I try to, because I know, you know, a lot of times I will comment on people's channels and then some people don't care. Some people is just, you know, some guys, they just want a super chat and that's the only way they're ever gonna acknowledge you existed. Even if you were the only person in the chat, they're not gonna respond, you know. And that's okay too. You guys are as much part of this show as I am, really. Because if not, I'd run out of stuff to talk about. You know, it's different when you have like a co-host or something. I think it goes a little better. But you guys are the co-hosts, the chat. Need someone young and tough to manage this team. I don't know about young, but maybe not too old. But definitely need we need somebody tough. And when I say tough, I don't mean like somebody who's just a straight jackass, you know? Just somebody who's not gonna tolerate certain things. That they're not gonna tolerate it. Yeah, man. And I understand sometimes, like I said, when you have too much, even me, sometimes I'm skipping a lot of comments because if not, I'll be here all night. I would hire Joe Madden as a manager. I think he's good. Joe Madden, he's one of them guys, though. He's not the toughest guy, but I think he's more how to say it? He understands like certain things just got to get done. But he's not a tough guy. You're not going to see him like, you know, getting tough on players. He's just going to bench you or send you down to AAA. He's like an all business kind of guy. I don't think he wants to manage though right now. I mean, there's a lot of guys. I've heard people say Bobby Valentine. Me personally, I don't want him. I feel like the coach is gonna come in, the manager is gonna come in and do something spectacular with this team. It's somebody we probably never heard of, or that most of us haven't heard of. You know, there's more people you can hire. There's a lot of baseball guys out there. I don't know. We always keep bringing up the same names, and I would bring up like Roy said, like look at Pat Murphy. I've never heard of this guy in my life, and look what he's doing with the Brewers. It's incredible what he's gotten out of that team. That team is not supposed to be nowhere near what they're doing. They're supposed to be sellers. This is supposed to be a rebuild year for them. And look at what they're doing. We need somebody like that who's gonna get the best out of these people. Somebody who's managed. See, my thing with Boone, I get it. He was a player, but being a player and a manager is two different things. And a coach, right? And he's never coached before. He's never managed before. So I think that's where we messed up. He didn't have any experience, and now he has some experience, but he only knows one way, and that's his way, right? I need somebody who's done it at multiple levels, who's probably managed in college, managed in the minor leagues. Maybe he played, maybe he didn't. It doesn't matter. But somebody who's managed at all different levels and understands what, you know, like these young, especially younger players, right? A lot of times you don't have to worry about that with veterans, guys like Cody Bellinger and stuff. They can pretty much manage themselves. But with the younger guys, I think those are the ones that really need strong leadership. They really do. And they're not getting it from him. And that's why they play the way they play. Because they're a reflection of that guy. They do. Basada will be good, but he has a short fuse and he wouldn't take any crap. And he's never managed though either. That's why I get it. He was a catcher, but he's never managed it. And I feel like I don't want to do that again. I want a guy who's actually managed, who's been doing this for a long time, you know. That's what I want. Mike Maddox will take the job. Shelly Duncan, you think he would be a good manager? Possibly. A lot of these guys, I don't even know if they want the job, man. You know what it is? That whoever comes in, if they do, right? Because we're speculating now. If they were to get rid of Boone, whoever comes in, they know that they coming into a dumpster fire, right? In New York City. MVP. On top of that. And it's gonna be tough, man, for somebody to want to take a job like that. Yankees for the win. Appreciate the 2, man. He said, "Give Donnie Baseball the keys to the kingdom." Man, we've been saying that forever. Forever. It's a damn shame that he's in the Blue Jays dugout right now. Really, like, this is what we do to one of the greatest Yankees, in my opinion, right? I think is he top 10? He could be top 10 Yankees of all time. Yeah, man. He was my first favorite player. Donnie Baseball. Look, I got his jersey over there right up on my wall. I don't know if you can see. Oh, I will have to turn this whole thing. You can't see it. One day I'll show you. But that's his jersey right there. I think he'll be good because he knows the franchise, right? He knows what it takes to play here. He knows New York. But he has one thing, and this is it's not even his fault. There's one thing that he doesn't have. And he's never won. That's the one thing he's never won. You know, would you hire Mark DeRosa? No. I don't want him. You know why, Yassine? Because I feel like he's just another version of Boone. Like literally, you're following the whole blueprint of Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone he was an ex-player, right? Went to the booth with the media, ESPN, whatever, MLB Network, whatever it was he was doing, and then took a managing job. And that's the same thing we'd be doing with Mark DeRosa. And I feel like why are we gonna go down that road again? Reed Lash, Jason. You guys need a win badly. You guys should have won today. Yeah, no shit. Like my man Captain Obvious over here. We know that, bro. What are you talking about, man? Oh man, the Blue Jays love having. Yeah, Donnie. I know what. You know what, man? The Blue Jays manager, what's his name again? Freaking Schneider. I know he loves Donnie, and that's another reason why they're so good. I think the Blue Jay manager, he's a solid dude, right? I don't like him personally because the reason why, and not even personally, I take that back. The reason why I don't like him is because he knows how to play us. You know, he knows us. He knows how to get under our skin. He picks on Boone. He manages circles around Boone. This guy. And he has Donnie Baseball in his corner. You know, sometimes it's who you have around you too makes a manager. Right? I don't know what these guys, what they're talking about, but like look at Joe Torre. Look who Torre had around him. You know, Torre wasn't a winning manager when he took the job with the Yankees. But look who he had around him. Man, he in that dugout in the 96 Yankees, right? They might have had 500 years of experience in baseball, just in the coaching staff, with Don Zimmerman and Mel Stoudemire and Chris Chambliss and all of them, Torrey. These guys, I don't know. They have experience, these guys, but not like back in the day. These coaching staffs, and I get it. They want their managers and the coaches to be younger and everything, and that's cool and everything, but that's not really working out. We're starting to see that all that stuff it's not really the way to go. You know, everybody loved the launch angle, home runs, home run or nothing and everything. And now we're starting to see, man, the teams that are winning, for the most part, are teams that just put the ball in play. They just play baseball. I think we're going to start seeing in the next couple, like there's still going to be analytics and all that stuff, but I think we're going to start seeing teams start looking for, you know, for baseball players. Like guys who could put the ball in play, guys who don't strike out as much, guys who can bunt, guys who can field and do little things, not guys who could hit a ball 500 feet every 100 at bats or whatever it is. Every now and then they're going to run into one. That's not good for a lineup. Eric Chavez is with the Mets. Think he would want to manage. And you know what's funny? Look at what the Mets are doing right now. I haven't been following them that closely, but I hear a lot of noise. The Mets are struggling and some stuff is happening over there, right? And I always said, right, when people were so happy when Mendy went over there, and my whole thing was like, and I was telling Met fans, I'm like, look, I hope it works out, right? And I got no ill will to Mendy, but he's a product of Boone. He comes from Boone camp, you know. So just be careful, right? And now I hear a lot of Met fans bitching and complaining about him. You know, they come from the same camp. They learn together. What happened to the manager they had from the Marlins, and the Yankees never thought about bringing her over? Yeah, she works in the front office with the Marlins, I think now. She ain't gonna get rid of that job. I forgot her name. Somebody knows it. I know Sunil will know her name. Let me see. She was like the AA coach for a while. Or Rachel Balkovich, or whatever her name is. Yeah. Yeah, they missed out on her. And look at the Marlins now. Look at the Marlins, what they're doing. They're not supposed to be winning right now either. But they're starting to their talent is starting to come together. They're starting to come together. Look at the hitting statistics for the Blue Jays. Yes, it's not like the Yankees, right? They're way better. The Jays are raking in the first 2 games of Colorado. Yeah, they just went off. They won today again. And they were losing early, so I was hoping they would lose, but they're not going to stop, man. I'm convinced they're going to. And when we face them again, they're probably going to sweep us again. They're going to run right through us. And you know what? It's crazy. And they just, you know what? They just play baseball. Just hit the ball. Put the ball in play. And good things happen when you do that. Chambers brought a winning attitude to the clubhouse. Yeah. Zimmerman going after Pedro. That SOB has some fight in him. More than this team does. Oh, hell yeah, man. Zimmerman was a beast. I love that old man. And that's why, look, when you had guys like that, right? And that's why it produced guys like Derek Jeter, like the young guys that came up, they ended up becoming Derek Jeter, Andy Pettit, Mariano Rivera, Jorge Posada, you know, and the list goes on. It's because they had those guys around. Like, I'm not saying it's only because of that, but that's a big reason why you have freaking hundreds of years of experience of baseball from the old times to now. And now when we got all these prospects coming up now and they end up becoming nothing, it's because you have nothing in terms of value that these coaches, and I'm sure not all of them, and managers could give them. They really can't. They learn the wrong way. You know, you're only as good as your teacher, right? If you learn the wrong way, like sometimes I say, it's not your fault. You were just taught wrong, you know? It ain't your fault, really. You were taught wrong. But now we're going to get you right and show you what right looks like. Just saying. Oh, she was let go by the Marlins? I wouldn't mind taking a chance. Look, my whole thing, D, I don't even care who they bring in. I just want somebody new. Me personally. And then if somebody new comes and they're terrible too, then we worry about that when it comes. But right now, this team needs a big change. And that's probably the biggest change you could do at this time of the year, right? This time of the year in the season, that's probably the biggest thing you could do is get rid of a manager. You know, obviously you can't make trades no more. You're not really going to DFA people like that. Not nobody important anyway, so. But we got 50 people here, 28 likes, man. If you haven't, please hit the like button. Just let YouTube, let the algorithm know that you mess with it, man. What else we got? Yassine Boone about to get booed at Yankee Stadium on Friday, and Yankee fans will chant "Fire Boone." Maybe. They haven't really been chanting it all season like that. But I think it's going to get to that point. It really is. Let me see where... I was going to pull up a stat, but it's all right. It won't matter by the time we meet the Jays again. You're right. It might not even matter. Willie Randolph is a good name. Or maybe he's too old. Yeah, I don't think he probably want to do. A lot of these guys that get to a certain age, they don't want to do it anymore. They're like, especially to come follow up. It's gonna take a special kind of person. I'm not gonna lie, to follow this mess, you know, and to deal. And a lot of people might not want to take the job if Cashman's still there. Maybe, you know, maybe that's another thing that they probably like. You know what? No, I'm not gonna take the job if I can't do it my way. Then I don't want to do it. So that's another thing. But right now, I just feel like we need to change. Like, we need to start doing things. We got to take it to the extreme, right? Like I'm sure in the off season they might let some coach that half of us don't even know their name They're gonna fire him, and it, like, big deal, right? No, we need major change. This organization, this team needs major changes. And I'm not talking about the players, right? The players too. Some players need to, but I'm talking about structurally, like the hierarchy needs to get reorganized for real. Really, really does. Let me listen to I want to listen to what Devin Williams had to say, because I just want to see his body language and what he's looking like these days.
Devin, how do you kind of process what's been happening lately?
I mean, I don't really know what to say at this point, you know? You just continue to work and keep trying to execute and, you know, help the team any way I can.
Aaron Boone calls on you there in that 8th inning, understanding the Garcia ball was pretty hard hit, but off the bat, did you expect that was going to be caught there?
I mean, it's hard to expect him to catch that ball, but, you know, he got a glove on it, so he came close, but you can't expect that to be caught.
Next 2 batters, you walked. What do you think caused you to kind of lose the strike zone there in those moments?
Yeah, you know, I was trying to stay.
You know, I like that. At least he looked out for his teammate. You talking about Dominguez? You're right. You can't. You know, for if he would have said like, yeah, he needs to make that, I'd be like, oh, come on, dude. He knows he should not, like, he should never got that ball hit that hard. You know. But I think Dominguez could have caught that too.
With my heater to Jock, I wasn't really mad about that one. You know, set up the double play. But what really hurt me was the walk to Langford.
You look at that at-bat to Les, I believe 10 pitches, just how much of a grind did that feel like? And, you know, Aaron Boone did kind of express his confidence. He had 2 guys warming and trying to let you get out of that inning. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he did a great job. You know, battling me, he was falling off everything. You know, he won today. You know, I'll try and get him the next time.
You know what's crazy though? That Rowdy Tellez, I'm surprised Rowdy Tellez is even still playing. He's probably played for every team in the major leagues, right? At this point, or almost every team in the big leagues. He's a true journeyman, this dude. Like, but he could still, guys like that, like Rowdy Tellez, he has so much experience and so much, he can still be dangerous at any moment. You saw him batting. He had hurt his hand, and he's batting with a bad hand. I don't know if it was because he got rung up or what it was, and still came through. He put together a really good at bat there. How do you think the Yankees would do the remainder of the season? Will they go 30-19? What's my prediction? Man, my dog is going crazy out there. Roxy, you see her? What the hell? I think that I don't know, if they keep playing like this, it might be the other way around. It might be 19-30. Actually, it's actually 48 games. It might be 18-30 if they keep playing like this. And I'm talking about 18 wins, 30 losses. I hope not. I hope it's the other way around. They really need to. Come on. What's wrong? What happened? Goodness. She's going crazy. He says, I know I'm late, but this team can't do anything right. Yeah, they can't do anything right. And the whole Devin Williams thing, leaving him in there is just, that's absolutely crazy. Like, I don't know how you make that non-call. Come here, Roxy. My dog is losing her mind right now. I still believe the Yankees will make the playoffs, barely, but they will make it. Honestly, they will make a run, 7-3. A 7-3 run puts us back in it. I hope so. Man, it'll be a damn shame to go into the playoffs and the Yankees are not in it. Like, it's just not right, you know. But we'll see. We will see. I'm telling you right now, the way they're playing right now, they're not gonna make it. They're gonna have to get on a run. They're gonna have to. And let me see who they. I'm gonna look at the schedule real quick. Let me find the schedule, see who they playing. Bro, I can't even find this thing. All right. So after this, obviously, we go back to the Bronx to play the Houston Astros. It's funny that they did it like that because we could have just went to Houston from here. But we have 2 series versus Houston in the remainder of the season. So we go back to face the Astros. We already know that they're playing well this year. After the Astros, we face the Twins. The Twins, I don't recognize anybody on that team. They literally sold everyone. It's a whole different team. It's a whole AAA team over there. So I expect us to win. Now, if we're losing to the Twins, oh man, yes, it's a wrap. So we got 3 against the Astros, 3 against the Twins at home. Then we go face the Cardinals for 3. And then we get back into the American League East with the Rays. Let me switch it over here for you guys. The Rays, then the Red Sox, and they're tough. Then we play the Nationals, White Sox, and then the Astros again. There really isn't like one stretch of games that I can say like, all right, that's a breather right there. Like we should win because we've lost series to the Orioles already. So I would say if we could keep it close, right? If we could be in striking distance, I'm talking about like no more than a game away, right? And make it all the way to the end, to like September 15th, right here, where we face the Twins, then the Orioles, then the White Sox to close out the season, then we're in good shape. That's 9 games right there, 3 series versus teams that are cooked. They're absolutely finished, right? So you're right. But the thing is that we have to hang in there right now. We have to start winning games. We can't let it slip so far out of our hands that it won't even matter. You know what I mean? Frank says, I keep saying firing Boone won't help. The root of the problem is Cashman because all of this, he doesn't seem bothered by the Yankees. And that, I know, but would you be at least happy if they just started with one with Boone? That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's like just giving it like if they fired Boone, that's okay. That's step 1, right? That's step 1. And also, I think Cashman's not gonna get fired, right? This dude's been the general manager for like 28 years or something like that. I do think that he's gonna retire soon. I think next year or whenever his contract is up, a year or 2 from now, whatever it is, I think he's gonna retire. Especially if the Yankees manage to win something. He'll go. But you're right though. But I mean, that's a start. Look, if they fire Boone and get somebody else there, and then we start winning and it starts looking up, oh man, then you know what I mean? What's in that cup? No, man, I got a margarita in here. The schedule for the Yankees was one of the toughest this year. Everybody plays the same people, man. You understand? Like, this ain't football, Stephen B. And football is different. Football, some teams, man, they got really tough. Like the Giants this year have a tough schedule. In baseball, everybody faces each other. You just face your division a little bit more. So if your division's tough, you got a tougher schedule, I guess. Our division is not that tough. They're good, but it ain't that. It's that we're that bad that we can't beat them. We can't win. There's other divisions out there that if not just as good, even better. So I can't. I hear what you're saying, but I'm sorry, man. I can't. I can't agree with that. Unless it's like maybe like the logistics, the flying, and at one point we had played like 21 games in a row or something like that. Real Bill says my wife just gave me the evil eye. She's from the Bronx. She said that they had better make it to the playoffs. Yeah, man, they better. But shoot, I hope that's why we need her to go to Boone and the players and give them the evil eye. NFE, what's up, man? Make sure y'all go check out NFE. The link is in the chat right there. Good night, Susan. I've been on for quite a while, so I'm about to call in a little bit. Stephen B says, I lost. Take care, Roy. It's good catching up with you. Stephen B says, I lost faith in the team. I can't see them making the playoffs. There's no leadership, no accountability, and analytics. An analytics team needs to step back. I don't even know what analytics they be looking at sometimes, because even the analytics tells you to take Devin Williams out right there. And he left them in. The 49ers have the easiest NFL schedule this season. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Low key, I'm a Giants fan, but I'm not going to say I'm a Niners fan. I'm not, but I used to like Jerry Rice when I was younger. That was my guy. I got a Jerry Rice jersey, too, in my closet. Frank Rivera says, sorry, but Cashman is too arrogant to admit his errors. Smarter than the rest of the league. They think they're smarter than everybody, man. You're right, man. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, I'm going for the low-hanging fruit, and the low-hanging fruit is Boone right now. And even him, like, you know what's crazy? Like, I don't want the guy. Look, I would rather him just make the right decisions and do the right thing, and I'd be like, and I wouldn't be here saying these things. But when you're doing stuff like, especially today, man, like, have you not learned your lesson? This guy just blew the game yesterday, dude. But in the end, I mean, you got to score more than 0 runs, right? You just have to. So it's just a lot wrong. I just feel like, look, after 8 years of not winning anything, it's time to change. I got them at 40-1 to not make the playoffs. Also went in at 30-1, then took some 15. Oh man. You know what? If we would have listened to Yankees for the win, because I remember when you were saying that, he's been saying that since you first came into the channel. You've been telling everybody to take that bet. Take that bet. And that was a good bet. It's looking really good right now. So I got folks telling me at least the NFL season is coming around. That doesn't make me feel better. Giants suck. Yeah, and I don't follow. I used to follow it a lot more. I just I don't know. I think sometimes, especially like making content when the season comes around, when the season's finally done, this thing is a grind, man. Like doing this every single day, you're kind of just like, all right, I'm gonna go to once a week type thing. Yeah, and then to follow another sport that closely it's a little tough, man. 20 in a row. Oh yeah, like the logistics stuff, yeah. OG says this is the biggest disappointment of the year. Nothing to root for. I mean, I'm still rooting for my team, to be honest. Even like I come in here and say all this stuff and I say they suck and they need to do this and they need to fire this guy. But I still watch the game and I'm still rooting for them. Unlike Yankees for the win. Yankees for the win is a Yankee fan, but he bet against them because he saw the writing on the wall. So now he's like, you know what? He's hoping they lose. And I don't blame you, dude. Sometimes you gotta get your money, man. Yeah, I'm on Twitter, man, at JSO23. Hold on, let me put this up. I don't know if this thing's still here. Let's see if this works right here. Should be up there somewhere. Yeah, that's my Twitter right there, bro. My studio should be ready by the start of the season. If I wasn't sick, I would be ready now. I got 15 signs and 4 new neon signs. Now I need a new mic and a camera. Yeah, I would say, you know what I would say? Don't go too crazy, like starting off. Unless you got it like that, man, then do it. I think the most important thing is audio to me. You know, like the audio needs to be somewhat decent. But yeah, man, that's good for you, Real Bill, man. And I wish you success, man. And when you do, man, let me know. I want to come on and we'll talk baseball or whatever you want to talk about. As long as the Dodgers don't win the World Series again, I'm cool. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. How old are you, Yankees, for the win, if you don't mind me asking you? Command Brantford. Damn, I haven't seen you in a minute, bro. You guys not only have to beat the Rangers tomorrow to avoid dropping from the wild card, the Guardians are only a game and a half back of you as well. They're beating up on the Mets. Yeah, 52. No, you're not that old. And if he says all Giancarlo stands for, is all blame Giancarlo for everything, right? Blame stand for world hunger too. I keep rooting, but certain guys, I just don't see them working out. One guy's Jazz Chisholm. I don't see him as a winner. Reminds me of Kenny Lofton, always pitching and bitching and complaining. No, Kenny Lofton wasn't a bitching and complaining. A little bit, but Kenny Lofton was a good player. That's how I remember him anyway. No, Jazz, man. I think Jazz, but you know what it is that he needs somebody who's not gonna take that, you know. And I'm not saying you got to chew him out, dog, but somebody hard. He needs mentorship, man. Like really, he needs a mentor. I thought Derek Jeter was his mentor. Sometimes that's what you need, especially a young guy like that who's got fame and money. And just, I don't know, it's okay to be cocky and stuff, but sometimes the attitude just comes off wrong to me with Jazz. I do think that too. Yeah, the Red Sox are on a freaking tear. Got to trade for Patrick Corbin, Josh Hader, Corbin Burns, and oh man. Let's start our own fight channel. Let's talk some UFC. We could, man, but you're going to have to, I'm not going to lie, you're going to have to freaking carry that channel on your back. I like watching fights, but I don't follow it like that, you know? I used to follow boxing a lot. Boxing was my thing growing up. But even that, like the last, man, like I would say maybe like the past 10 years, it's been hard for me to like really get into something. It's just the grind of life, man, and work and kids and stuff sometimes. And then a lot of this stuff got so expensive that I can't even watch it no more. Like I'm not going to buy UFC fights every Saturday, you know? Stuff like that. Or boxing matches and stuff. Real Bill says, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Oh, man. Hey, Real Bill's married to a Puerto Rican woman from the Bronx. They the craziest, man. You went off the deep end. They're those are the wildest ones, man. I'll tell you why. I bet if you get into a fight, she got your back for sure. 100%. Will Starr, man. Another dude I haven't seen in a minute. What's up, Will, man? How you been? Boone will be gone by Monday after the Astros embarrass us in the Bronx. Yeah, Crawford versus Canelo is going to be a good one. Really good one. Man, I appreciate the Yankees for the win. Dickie V once said, who the hell is Dickie V? That's what I want to know. Am I missing something? Anyway, once said Dickie V once said they're an all airport team. What he meant, they look good, fashionable, going to the airport. They look good and fashionable going to the airport, but couldn't play a lick. That's Jazz. Oh man, but sometimes That's half the battle, man. You know, one time I'll tell you a story. Oh, okay, the college basketball analyst on ESPN. I'll tell you a story though. Yankees for the win. I remember one time, right? Because you know I grew up in the projects in Lower East Side Manhattan, right, Avenue D. So we played little league there, and we were good, but we played in like the ballparks are shitty, man. All of them were all messed up. So we had made it to the championship, right? I forgot what league, RBI league or Roberto Clemente league, whatever it was. This is at this point I'm like probably 15 years old. We made it to the championship, and they took us. I don't know if you know if any of y'all from New York. We played in Fordham University, the championship, right? We had never played, right? Look at this. This is how ghetto. We had never played on a field that had grass on the infield. You know, we never seen it, so we were in awe. And the team we were playing, they came in. They all had the same cleats. They all had the same jackets, same baseball bags, same batting gloves. Like they were like professional. They came off one of those buses, man. They rolled up in the bus and came over, just a bunch of kids, right? And it was a series 2 out of 3. That first game we got spanked. We got spanked. And it wasn't because they were good. It's because we were just totally in awe. Like we'd never seen nothing like that. Most of us had different baseball pants. Like we just had the same jersey. Some of us were wearing white pants, some gray, some black. And we playing this team that looks professional and everything. They spanked us the first game. The second game, after that first game, we just got it together. Like, yo, these guys actually kind of suck. Like, we better than them. And we didn't end up winning, right? But we gave them a fight to the end, you know. And at the end, they respected us. They're like, man, these kids are really good. I have some homework for you guys. Look up Jerry Petit, G Kundo. I know it's G Kundo. He was my cousin. He trained me when I was a youngster. Did he learn from the master of Jeet Kune Do, the creator, the founder, which is Bruce Lee? He was my cousin. He trained me when I was a youngster. He's my best friend with Bruce Lee. Oh, yeah. That's why I'm so messed up. I used to have a book. My uncle gave me a book, a Jeet Kune Do book. I don't know. He was he was in and out of prison, man. So, but he could fight. And yeah, I know about that, man. That lop sao, you know, you gotta know how to parry. Know a little something. We'll start having done morning shows in a while. On a rare occasion, I will. Been doing all pre-games and play-by-plays. Oh, yeah, NFE, man, make sure you go check out the Strike Zone. You should do morning shows, really? Remember that. Mornings, I was thinking about doing morning shows, but it's too tough. Look at the time I'm going to sleep. I got to be up in like 3.5 hours. That's good. Yeah, he knows Fordham University. He was talking about a college basketball team that got on the court and got beat by 40. And he said they're all an airport team. They look good walking to the airport and fashionable, but lost by 40. Now I feel you. And that's Jazz. Jazz ain't bad though. I think Jazz could be even better than he is. He's gotta just play to his strengths. The same thing with Volpe. Play to your strengths, dude. I don't know. I get it. Look, the chicks dig the long ball. I got it. But if I had those legs, I'd be just trying to put the ball in play as much as I can. Yeri De Los Santos. Try to put it all in one. De Los Santos, put it all in one. Stephen B. Rays four less wins than Yankees at $211 million. Wow. Boone's management problems here, though. It's crazy. Jeremy Salto. These guys don't even show emotion. I haven't seen a cooler get slammed or a helmet thrown yet. That's how you know they're okay with losing, because Boone is okay with losing. You know, Jeremy, I don't know that to be sure. Some people get mad and they talk a lot of crap. Some people get mad and they punch a wall, and some people get mad and they don't say a word, you know. I'm not sure, like, I'm not sure. I'm sure. Like it looks like I've been hearing a lot of like post game interviews with these players, and they seem like they seem upset. They seem upset. You know, man. I don't know if you guys watch Boone on John Boy's and Talking Yanks or whatever. And for the first like 10 minutes of them interviewing him, talking to him, man, he looked like he wanted to cry, Boone. And I was like, Boone, you better not cry, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with crying, but bro, he better not cry. We don't need that right now. We need a freaking leader. So we need somebody strong, man. That's what this team needs. I'm telling you. There's a time to be to show sympathy and empathy and stuff like that. And there's a time to be like, all right, like he's saying, like it's go time. It's go time, bro. Like it's time to go. And the only thing I could compare it to is like me, like in the army, in the military. Like you train, you do all this training, right? And in training, sometimes you don't take it as serious as you should. Especially people who's never been deployed, they don't take it because they don't realize how important it is. But once it's go time, bro. Like we ain't got time for all that stuff. If somebody tells you to move, you freaking move. It's hard to explain, man. It's one of those things. And right now the Yankees are in that situation where they gotta go. Like it's no time. That's why I don't understand why he left Devin Williams there today. It's not time to feel sorry for somebody and see if he could get it together and hopefully he could figure it out. That time has came and passed. That's it. He don't got it. Boom. Get him out the game. That's it. He could cry about it, whatever. It is what it is. Get him out of there. Get somebody else in. If he don't work out, get him out of there. Get somebody else in. I don't understand. He should have never left Devin Williams there. And that's the problem. And that's why people are calling for his head, man. That's the reason why. It's like, come on, dude. You got to know better than that. This guy just blew it yesterday, man. Literally, not even 24 hours has passed, dude. And you're gonna do it again? The same thing? It's crazy. Makes no sense to me. Donnie, what's up, man? I haven't seen Donnie in a minute, too. It's a tough time, man. Oh, yeah, he used to do the 9:30 in the mornings. That's a good time slot, though. I feel like a lot of people will tune in. A lot of people are up at that time. I got to be up at 5, can't sleep. Yeah, me too. I got to be up in a little bit here. His strength is his machine. His strength is matching his cleats to his pads to how he wears his hat. Jazz is a bum. Damn, Yankees. Tell him how you really feel, man. You ain't holding back today. Jazz is, I feel like he's talented. He's talented, but sometimes he's a letdown too. Sometimes he lets me down. I feel like, I don't know what he does in his personal life. I really don't care, man. But he needs to learn to be more mature about it. Just more mature. Just go about your business a little bit differently. Stop being all like the talking, that stuff, man. It's cool and all, but when you talk, you better back it up. That's the problem. You can't just talk. So, and I'd rather him not talk and just play baseball. Play baseball the way to your talents, man. That's it. Nando says Jazz the kind of guy that's loud and obnoxious and complains about everything if it don't benefit him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the guy personally, so I can't say that. I can't say that's a fact. All I can say is from what I see, and sometimes I do see him. It's like, bro, just let it go. Real killers move in silence, right? Biggie said that. Yeah. The medicine that they pump into me keeps me awake. It goes directly to my heart as well. Damn, Bill. I feel for you. I'm gonna pray for you, man. Oh, Willard is back. What's up, Willard, man? Astros getting pitchers back. Spencer tomorrow and Javier and Garcia. Yeah, just in time to face the Yankees, right? Great. Thanks for letting me know. The Astros look good this year. Hal said nothing about nothing. I don't think he really cares. I'm not sure if Hal, because I really don't know where Hal is right now. I really don't. He said Boone did not want to do that interview today. I'm pretty sure he gets paid for it, so that's an easy bag right there. Why not? But yeah, he looked like he's just like done with it. Devin Williams should be DFA tomorrow. No, man. You see, this is why I was saying that they should really consider trading him before the deadline, because he's not coming back next year. And we gave up, a good prospect who's a big league player right now. A good big league player too at that. And Caleb Durbin. You can't, he's already hasn't performed all year, right? And then on top of that, he's gonna be a free agent at the end of the year. I was saying they should have traded Devin Williams because he was pitching good at that point. And it's like, okay, this is your chance where you can trade him and get something good, because these teams, they looking for big time closers, like they're looking for bullpen arms. And they could have found somebody to overpay, and we could have got something more. But they didn't, they didn't for whatever reason. Or maybe nobody wanted him. Maybe they did shop him around. Yeah, man. I'll be honest. Like, a part of me, I feel for Boone. I really do. It can't be easy, but he puts it on himself. Like what he did today. He just said it's go time, right? Like, it's not time to be testing stuff and doing this. Like, we got to win. And then he left him out there. You just said all that stuff, and then you did the same bullshit. That's why I'm like, look, you're putting it on yourself, man. All you have to do is take him out. That's it. If something would have happened, let's say he brings in Bednar and he gives up the hit. All right, he gives up the hit, but you made the right move, right? You got him out of there. You couldn't trust him no more. But you didn't do that. You left it for chance, and you got burned again, dude. He got burned again. I don't understand why he keeps putting so much confidence in him. He's showing you that he can't handle it. Yes, sir. Oh, man. We need, actually, George appointed Hank to be the thing, but then he passed away, so I don't know. We need a coach like that woman on Revenge of the Nerds, Miss Ballbreaker. You guys are crazy, man. Crazy. Yankees for the win. On a good note, King of the Hill is back on Hulu. 9 new episodes after 16 years. The same creator. Mike Judge. No relation to Aaron Judge. That did Beavis and Butthead. And Beavis and Butthead was the shit back in the day. That was my shit. Jazz is talented, and Jazz is talent is a fascination for Vogue magazine, not a baseball player. It's crazy. Where's the intensity or the killer instinct in that clubhouse? Jeter had it, Brett Gardner had it, CeCe had it, Soto had it. Yeah, this team, there's no winners on this team. Let's think of how many winners are on this team. Okay. We got Cody Bellinger. Did he win? Was he on that Dodgers team in the COVID season? I think he was. So if you count that one, right? But he's a winner because he plays like a winner. Man, we don't got a lot of them. Trying to think. I'm drawing blanks. Help me out, chat. How many World Series rings we got in this team? Max Fried got a ring with the Braves. Yep. Thanks, Jeremy. Who else? How many rings? You see where I'm going with this, right? We don't even got guys who really know how to win. Rubil says 3 total. All right. And one of them is a COVID season ring. So we're going to count it, though. Yeah, man. Even Texas announcers were questionable. Yeah, I'm telling. Look, Itchy Nuts. Nobody in their right mind. Nobody in their right mind can agree with that move. We're leaving him in. Not even David Cohn. Everybody was like, "Whoa, what? What?" The camera, even the yes thing, they were ready to switch to commercial for this guy to come in the game and warm up, and he left him out there. He had freaking Matt Blake on the freaking bullpen phone. He had them standing. Bender was standing. They were just waiting for the call. He was waiting for him to come out the dugout, and he didn't do it. Best third baseman you ever saw was from Kentucky. Everyone passed him up because he had a drinking problem. His cousin was Bob Welch, Cy Young Award winner with the A's and Dodgers. Yeah, man, that's sad. There's a lot of guys. I know a guy, man, who was gonna be drafted, man. Like scouts were coming to watch him everywhere, and we would play, and scouts were coming to watch this kid, man. He was legit. I don't want to say his name because he's still around my way and stuff. And he ended up getting locked up, man. Did some dumb stuff, hanging around with the wrong people, and that's it. That was that dream. Yankees have 48 games left, 19 with the division. Yeah, but the thing is, like, we was just looking at the schedule. The last 9 games, if we could stay really close, right? If we could keep it within arm's reach until the end of the season, those last 3 series versus the Twins, Orioles, no, last 4 series, Twins, Orioles, White Sox, then Orioles again. Then I think we have a soft ending of the season. Those last 2 weeks of the season are pretty soft. But we got to make it there, man. We got to make it there. Maybe put a mini split. Yeah. You know what? I was thinking about doing, because my man, I wish you lived over here in San Antonio, Stephen B. I don't know why the air doesn't flow everywhere as good as it should. And I think it's because the unit I have outside, I forgot what it's called, it's just too small to cover the square footage of my home. So I was thinking about getting a mini split and just putting it for like those top 2 rooms up there, or his room, but I don't know. The Bionic Man. He definitely gets paid. He's under contract. He just didn't want to do it. Yeah. He definitely gets paid. I wonder how much he gets paid. It's got to be something worth it, right? Maybe like 5-10 stacks. Yankees left us all high and dry for our investments as fans this season. Oh, you guys talking about freaking HVAC. Yeah, Stephen B's the man with that stuff. That's what he does for a living. That's what he does for a living. I'm gonna scroll down here. Frank says Boone looks like pressure is getting to him. Oh yeah, he does, man. He looks like me. Look at the bag under my eyes. I gotta be at work really early tomorrow. I'm here. But it's all good. Hopefully he won't end up with a heart attack. Oh, God forbid. Look, I know I say a lot of things about Boone, and I think he should be removed. But I don't wish that upon anybody, man. So God forbid. And I wish him the best. It's nothing personal. It really isn't personal. It really isn't. I just feel like this team needs something different. They need to change sooner rather than later. I'd rather just lose than go through another season with Boone. I don't know if I'm going to do. I was thinking about it, but I don't know. We'll see. But I will definitely. It seems like I feel like I could do it myself, but never done nothing like that. So you'll see. All right, man. Take care, real Bill. Good night, man. I have to treat my jock itch and athlete's foot. You're gross, man. Let everyone know that we have a day game tomorrow, 2:35 Eastern. That way we can get our bitching out early and actually get some work done tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow? Is that the time tomorrow? Hold on. Let me see something. Yeah, 2:35. You're right. It's a getaway game. Dang, man. Nah, I can't get on. I might get on early. I might, but I'll be at work. But I'm gonna get off a little bit early from work. So, but I have stuff to do, man. You know, school's starting up. I gotta do the meet the teachers. I think tomorrow or something. I don't know. I don't want to meet no teachers, man. But anyway, man, I appreciate it. I will get on earlier tomorrow. It won't be this late, for sure. But thank you, man. Thank you, everybody, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get some sleep, cause I gotta be up early. Hopefully, the Yankees turn it around, and it ain't over yet, but it's starting to feel like it, man. To be honest, but I appreciate you all. Thank you, Yankees, for the win. Real Bill, Jeremy, Will Star, Itchy Nuts, OG, all you guys, Frank, Donnie, the whole squad, man. Appreciate y'all, man. If you haven't liked, please like on your way out. That's gonna do it for me, man. Good night, y'all. Peace.